HDB family, how's it going? Welcome to Hold the Ball. Bonjour, Boreda. Right, greetings in French, greetings in Welsh. As it stands, France will be hosting Wales this weekend, their time, which will be Sunday over here, but very early in the morning for either Australia and New Zealand. But in saying that, before I get into it, hit that intro. Alright guys, so here we go, right? It's an International Rugby League. It's a European flair, a flavour. Basically, it's going to be the test squad. For mine, I thought, we obviously have the Pacifica Rugby League going around, which is great, but at the same time, hey, I'm a pretty open and very progressive man when it comes to rugby league, and these two nations, in my opinion, you've got to include them. If you love rugby league, international rugby league, you've got to include even the minnow nations, in my opinion. But what I'm going to be doing, guys, is going through the squads, introductions, 5 players to watch from each team, my predictions, and a conclusion. We ready? Let's do it. Reece Williams, they've got Bailey Antrobus, they've got Joe Burke, Chester Butler, Michael Butt, Curtis Davis, Connor Davis, Will Evans, Ben Evans, Carl Evans, Jude Ferreira, Matty Fozzard, Dalton Grant, Kobe Green, Tom Hopkins, Lewis Helm, Elliot Kerr, Owen Restall, Lewis Roberts, Luke Thomas, as well as Anthony Walker, and they have 10 uncapped players there. Now for the French team, and again, my apologies if I do mispronounce, Julien Bousquet, Ulrich da Costa, Jordan Desarea, Morgan Escare, Michael Goumont, Benjamin Julien, Mathieu Leguer, Paul Macron, Anthony Marion, Arthur Moog, Romain Navret, Ilwa Balessier, Arthur Romano, Ziza Roux, Justin Sengara, Paul Seguin, Maxime Stefani, Louis Jouvet, Fouad Yaha, as well as Benjamin Garcia. Now, guys, those are the French teams. Those are the Welsh teams. And again, my apologies. I wanted to add a bit of a French flavor. Hey, I have a bit of French in me, so it's A-okay. I think it is actually really important. I actually really appreciate the European Rugby League sort of coming to fruition here. We all know, we're not trying to make this about rugby, but we all know what rugby does when it comes to the European teams. Yearly games, yearly regular matches, England, France, and stuff in the rugby context. But in saying that, whenever there's a European Rugby League game, international, for me as a league fan, I feel really compelled, and I love that. And I'm hoping to actually be able to watch that game live myself. So we'll see how we go. But nonetheless, I really think it's important that we embrace this, particularly from the European flavor. We need to, as you guys may or may not know, I believe at one stage Wales actually had rugby league as their national sport. And at the same time as well, back in the 50s, French Rugby League was basically as good as it got, in terms of a rugby league nation. So, again, showing respect to their history, but at the same time, looking forward to what they can give us in the future. For Wales, I've got Reece Williams, who will be playing his 31st game, which I think will be the most caps, played for Wales in Rugby League internationals. And have in mind as well, guys, that Devon played for 1,000 plus days as well, okay? Again, just sort of highlighting the desperate need, the thirst for International Rugby League. Another player as well for mine to watch out for is Matty Fozzard, also Elliot Kerr, I reckon Curtis Davis, and last but not least, I think I'll throw it to one of the uncapped players there, Owen Restall as well. So those are mine for our Wales. Now for our France, the 5 players to look out for, Julien Bousquet, I reckon also at the same time Justin Sangare, and then you have Arthur Moog, and then at the same time I have also Jordan Desarea, and one last player, I reckon for mine, Benjamin Garcia. So again, guys, those are mine to watch. If you're familiar with the rugby league scene in Europe, give me your thoughts. France host Wales over there in France, in what should be a very, in my opinion, I don't know if it's going to be a tight game, to be fair with you guys. France, to me, are the more established team, though they obviously haven't been playing too much international rugby league. It's still more than what Wales have been playing, to be fair. Wales, however, in saying that, are a team, in my opinion, that just how do I say this? Welsh Rugby League is sort of, it's not at its best. It's not nowhere near basically at its best in my opinion. And the only way to sort of move forward in this is to obviously play more games, get more exposure. Games against Ireland, I think, help. Games against Scotland, in my opinion, I think Wales, Ireland, probably Ireland, Wales are probably the weaker, of the UK teams. But in saying that, it's good to see them play. Look, for mine, I think this will be a pretty one-sided affair. France probably taking it by 40 to 50 odd points. I generally think that'll happen, particularly with the uncapped players there for Wales. This French squad for mine is a pretty experienced squad as well. Most of these players are either playing in the Super League and or the national French competition, or some of them are playing in the championship leagues as well. Yeah, I reckon France 46, and I reckon Wales 4. That's what I think, if that, or 6 maybe. See how we go. All right, guys. But yes, as I sort of conclude this, I think, as I touched on before, it is so important. Actually, it's pivotal. Actually, that French Rugby League gets the recognition that it deserves, as well as Welsh Rugby League. Again, we can sort of laugh at these teams from our high horses, but at the same time as well, this is how you grow the game. It's about accepting these minnow nations and trying to grow them as well. To be fair with you, I love the European Rugby League scene personally. I can't help it. I would love to go to France and watch a rugby league game there as well. Obviously, us being in our sort of hemisphere in the rugby league sense, we love what we watch. We love our NRL. We love our our own Pacifica teams, and Australia, New Zealand, and Origin and all that stuff. But at the same time, when you see your teams like that, I think it's all the more important to actually help them, give a hand, and that's just not only to them. If anything, it spreads out. You got Jamaica, which I'll be touching on as well. You got the likes of America, Canada, South Africa as well, who recently beat Brazil. Obviously, the depth of rugby league is not deep at all. You sort of go beyond probably your 10th, 12th ranking, and then things sort of sink. But in saying that, again, the only way to sort of make it strong is to keep playing, keep exposing, and sort of growing from there. But yes, that's my sort of conclusion there. I love the fact that France are playing Wales, and obviously these two teams are going to be building up for the Rugby League World Cup, and it's going to be exciting to see both of them play. In saying that, though, I will give you guys my review of the game. So yes, thank you again, guys, for watching. Take it easy. Who are you going for? Up the French. Anyway, take it easy, guys. And France, Wales, if you guys want to win, what do you have to do? Hold the ball. Au revoir.